I'm a furniture maker, and I've been working wood for about 40 years. Started selling pieces about 30 years ago. That was the crazy thing. I got out of school at 21 and I went to Chicago and I struggled. I got my machines and I had the gallery, so I made one piece a year, and that stuff was selling. And I thought, holy cow. And I lived really cheap. Art is working. But I never gave up, thought that I had to make a product. So that ran its course. It ran its course probably in a lot of ways. I mean, I was blessed beyond belief with what I had. It ran its course in a couple of ways. The market ended, for the most part. I mean, people still make furniture commissions for rich people all over the country. But the market for what I was doing ended. And at the same time, my enthusiasm started to ebb. And the thing is, when you live in this town, we're at the end of the road here. You hit the ocean and then you can go up or down, but this is it. To drive out always means like going to something exciting or going, so that is nice. But the act of driving itself, I listen to music all day long when I'm working, but when I'm driving, I don't listen to anything, which is really the opposite of most people. But I drive to San Diego for 13 hours from here straight, and I don't listen to any music. I just listen to my head, which is weird. But I like driving because it's about meditation, maybe. I was a big fan of Krenov. James Krenov. And I think Krenov's philosophy was, if it got too complicated and too difficult, technically, then you would turn from an artist into an engineer. When I was a student at the Krenov school, I was 21 years old, and I knew that I had to make some product. I knew that I had to have some subsidy for art. And that subsidy, in my mind, was a thing that could be made over and over, and eventually made by someone else that could support me. And I didn't do that probably because studio furniture and the one-off, and because art was working. Like I went to school thinking art can never work. I'm learning how to do it, I want to do it, but art can never work. I'm going to have to subsidize this with something else. I'm almost 50, and the lack of ambition is a good thing. The lack of, and it's driven by ego. It's driven by, I have to be somebody in this field, instead of just saying, I like to cut this wood. At the end of my stay in Japan, space, the distance and time, the time between one piece and another got a little longer, because it used to be that I would just stop one thing and go right to the next. Everything was kind of a variation of theme. Toward the end, it just took longer and longer for me to figure out the next piece, and I think it was because I felt that I'd done a lot of the things already that needed to be done. And as a studio furniture maker, I would make one piece every 3 months. With wood, it's kind of an imperfect material to begin with. Every piece is different and it moves. When the humidity changes, it moves. So you're never going to be able to make it perfect to begin with. So I think maybe wood allows humans to be fallible, allows you to be human. And then, like, if you want to make a spec piece, first of all, you're making a product for which there is no demand. No one asked for it yet, and it takes you a long time. When you're selling through the gallery, that's all you do. You basically make it the best it can be and then send it off and pray. this was the beginning for me. This school was all about, it was a justification. When I got into this room the first time, and it was full of people who wanted to do this very seriously, some of whom wanted to do it for a living, and it was headed by Krenov himself, who had always done this for a living. Suddenly I thought, yeah, it's okay to do this. This is all those things in life which you can make a living from. I mean, you have a formula to follow, but it justified everything. So this was the very beginning for me, and it started out to, I started out to make things very well and very sensitive, and I was, through luck and grace, I was able to keep doing it. From this school, I made the piece that's in this book, and then the next piece that's in this book, and then many more pieces, and I had a great gallery, and I sold a lot of pieces, and it started here. When I came into this room, I thought, this is worthwhile. This is worth doing.